Internet, Eric here. Well, I figured it was about time to get back on the wagon and start discussing the Tremors series again. It's been a while since my video was made on the third one. And if I remember correctly, I was very excited to be talking about the subject for today's video because I'd seen it a long, long time ago and remember I really enjoyed it. So today I'm going to talk about, where is it? Tremors 4, The Legend Begins. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. I don't know the year when this came out, but it'll be in the description. The plot of this one is it's Tremors in the Old West. And it's the 1800s, and we're in Rejection, Nevada, instead of Perfection. And everyone is leaving the town because the mine is closing because it's too dangerous for anyone to work there because of all these subterranean creatures that are attacking people. And the owner of the mine, Hiram Gummer, is coming in from Philadelphia to see if he can solve what the problem is. And the rest of the movie is a Tremors film. I remember, like I said, watching this decades ago, really enjoying it. I still had a lot of fun with this one when I revisited. First off, Michael Gross, squeaky chair. Michael Gross as Hiram Gummer is a blast. I love how he is the complete opposite of Bert. Now, we know Bert from the previous films as like this gun-toting Republican conspiracy theorist guy that we all know and love. And Hiram's a bit of a priss in this one. He's a bit of a wimp, and I like that difference. There's a scene where like he's walking through town and he has to dodge some like horse manure and he gets grossed out. A bit of an asshole because he tries to teach a lesson to a young boy when he steals a piece of cake from him. And he doesn't know how to shoot a gun when he's a terrible shot. And there's a scene where there's a shootout between the humans and the graboids, and one of the gunfighters says pick a gun that you're most comfortable with, and he has something like the noisy cricket, the size of the noisy cricket from Men in Black. So he's a lot of fun, being completely different than Bert. The other characters are actually really likable and fun too. We get to see the Chang family. We get to see how Chang's market started, and I love the wife, the husband. They are really good together. Even the little kid, and I think his name is Fu Yan. He has he develops a bond with Hiram, and it's really sweet. And you know me, if anyone knows me, I hate kid actors. This kid is really good. So those are good, and I really like the relationship he has with Hiram. But at first he steals the piece of cake from Fu Yan. Hiram does, but then eventually there's a situation that gets reversed, and basically he puts Hiram in a like a no-win situation, and he kind of shysters him, and it's really cool relationship. We have a character named Juan, who is one of the miners. He's really good. We have one of the guys working at a store who is a Native American. He's really good. The girl who owns the hotel, she's really good. Everybody is good in this movie. And then we have Billy Drago as I think his name is Blackhand Kelly. He is the baddest of the bad, gunfighter. He has a presence in this movie, and although he's not in the movie very long, you can figure out why. He, again, really, really good. So every character in this serves a purpose. They're likable. They work well together. And that is what makes this movie so fun. Kind of like the first movie. Everyone works together, and they're all likable in their own ways, and they work off of each other well. So that's great. I like the little nods to the previous films. Other than, Hiram, not being, Bert, we get to see eventually how he grows to love firearms. Let's see here. We find out maybe this is why he has a thing for redheads, like Reba McEntire, because the woman he falls in love with is a redhead. We get to meet the Changs and stuff. Why they stayed in this town? They were immigrants from China and stuff like that. So we have a lot of backstory, with these people, and it's a lot of fun, seeing little nods here and there. It's like not thrown in your face, but you have to, pick through it just to notice it. We get to see, like with every film we've seen so far, we get to see a part of the evolutionary cycle of the graboids, because here they get called dirt demons. That's what the Changs call them, and we get to see the very first part of the life cycle. You know, we had the graboids, then we had the shriekers, and we had the ass blasters. And you found out that, you know, the ass blasters hatched eggs. Well, we get to finally see what comes out of these eggs. And they're mini little graboids. They look kind of like maggots, but with like the graboid, you know, face, you know, the little claw face looking face. And they can fucking leap. And that's a really cool addition to this mythology. They can leap out of the ground and attack these people until they become the full-size graboid. So that's also really neat. I really liked how it was in the Wild West because, you know, we're used to the gunfights and the explosions, and we do get that here, but they also have to figure out different ways due to lack of, I guess you would say, firearms, because, you know, there is no Bert with his fucking, you know, fortress here. So eventually they run out of ammunition. So they have to use makeshift ways to destroy this. I love how they use a little steam engine way to kill the final graboid. I love how the Native American, he figures out a way to, let's just say, with the use of a tree trimming saw, you know, those old-timey saws that, you know, one guy's on one side, one guy's on the other, and, you know, they trim the tree, you know, the lumberjacks. He finds out a way to cut one in half, and that was really, really cool. And again, you know, you get your shootouts and stuff. One is taken out with a cannon, which is really cool. So it's a lot different than just the usual guns and, you know, homemade explosives. So that was neat. Speaking of, not much gore in this, but we do get the usual, the final graboid gets exploded. You know, they exploded and the guts fly everywhere. So that is really cool. The rest of the gore is pretty minimal. We have some blood seeping up through, some graboid blood seeping up through the ground. We have like one person loses a head in the very beginning. It's kind of cheap looking, but who cares? Because it sets the tone for how fun this movie is. What else? It's, yeah, there really isn't much to say. This film is, like I said, a lot of fun. I do like I said, the camaraderie with the people. They all end up hating. Like, there's a scene where Hiram's going to give up. He's going to leave. And they want to stick together. And I like how they're saying, you know, we're not going to leave this place. This is our town. And, you know, we'll take the mine. We'll buy the mine from you. You can go on your merry way. And he has his change of heart. And then he starts being a part of the team and telling people what they need to do and this and that. And it's great because Michael Gross is so good in this movie as like this little prissy guy. And it's fun change of pace. The soundtrack is the typical Western twangy stuff, but it doesn't, I wouldn't say it distracts from this film. It's so much fun. CGI, very little, you know, compared to the last one where it was very noticeable, you know, when like the graboids, like even the dirt was CGI. There's like maybe 2 scenes that I noticed CGI here, and it was when the snake tongues were going after Juan as he was like hiding on, like hanging from the roof inside like a barn or something. Other than that, it's pretty practical. I mentioned Black Hand Kelly. I hope I didn't call him Machine Gun Kelly. Black Hand Kelly, when he goes out, you know, that's all practical, and he goes down fighting. That's a really cool scene. I guess I would say the only disappointment is I wish Billy Drago was in this a little bit more because he looks like this scary old-timey, you know, Western guy. He's very intimidating. He's very scary. You know, he's got this raspy voice. And he's one of these guys you know not to mess with. So he was a lot of fun. So overall, I preferred this over 3. I highly recommend Tremors 4, The Legend Begins. Great characters by everyone. Michael Gross is so much fun as the wimpy Hiram Gummer. Like I said, all the characters. The ingenuity and the way they have to kill these creatures is a lot of fun. I had a blast from beginning to end. I highly recommend Tremors 4, The Legend Continues. I'm a little weary to see where we're going to go now because I know the next film has Jamie Kennedy in it. But as of right now, you know, we're ending this video on a high note because Tremors 4, highly recommended. Loved it. Lots of fun. So that's it. Like and subscribe, comment below, click the bell, all that usual stupid bullshit. Comment below what you think of Tremors 4. Have you seen it? Do you love it? hate it. I don't know what else to say, but cheers.